one game at a time. One thing I know, we gon' go hard. Temper the squad, the team is so raw. We go hard. Go Bucks, that's my squad. Go Bucks, that's my team. Go Bucks, get that ring. Go Bucks, we go hard. Go Bucks, that's my squad. Go Bucks, that's my team. Go Bucks, get that ring. Go Bucks. Tampa. Yeah, red and black ball cap, 1-3 reppin' Mikey. A 1-3 for my QB. Play action when he drop back.
Touchdown, Champa Bay!
Fire them cannons in the Ray J. No team is hanging with us. Yeah, lead teams in the dust that can't handle the rush. Bust you for talking that smack. Your team getting crushed. Yeah, we on the grind. The South is ours. Watch us shine, making money moves, eating W's in a double move, make them triple shoes. We go hard. Yeah, go Bucks. That's my squad. Go Bucks. That's my team. Go Bucks. Get that ring. Go Bucks. We go hard. Go Bucks. That's my squad. Go Bucks. That's my team. Go Bucks. Get that ring. Go Bucks. Hey.
Welcome to the NFL.
You're listening to Sports Talk 49 with your host, Blake Anthony, exclusively on NSPN Champa Bay TV.
And here we go.
Get ready to strap yourself in and prepare for a ride on the Soul Train voice of Blake Anthony as he covers and breaks down the ins and outs of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Rays, Lightning, and every other professional sports team. Because if you don't know, you better ask somebody, and that somebody is Blake Anthony.
Doesn't matter what's happened before today. Today's a brand new day. It's a brand new season.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Sports Talk 49, live and always exclusively right here on NSPN Champa Bay TV. I'm your host, Blake Anthony, and this is Sports Talk 49. Now, you see the heading above. We're just going to talk about roster cuts, what I think, what the world has thought about. So we'll just talk about it and discuss it. If you guys want to get on and talk about it, I'll be more than happy to put a link in the description, and you can jump on and say your piece of how you feel about some cuts, who should have made what team, who should they pick up, who shouldn't they pick up, and all that. Speaking of it, I'll throw that in here right after this because we're right here and we're just going to be talking and trying to stay entertained because you know why?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Lord knows I am because football is back. So we're going to do that and keep it right on rolling. So let me do that before I get too involved in talking about all the issues. Well, issues. We'll just talk about stuff going on. I'll put the link in the description box. It is there and available for you if you want to click and jump on and say who you think should have made the team and who should not have made the team, or who you just want to see picked up, et cetera, et cetera. And it's sad this time of year, some people get cut. I know one person who's upset about getting cut, and that's Tyler Johnson. And I couldn't get a hold of Tyler Johnson to get his thoughts on it, but I'm pretty sure I know what he was thinking. It was probably something like this.
Right. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Fuck this bullshit.
That's probably about how the conversation went right there. And he was just so wishy-washy. Like, he would make great catches and he would make some great drops. He dropped the key passes in the playoff game against the Rams. And the truth of the matter is they just couldn't wait any longer. Usually it takes about 3 years for a receiver to develop. If you see what they got and what they don't got by year 3, I guess the Bucs couldn't wait. They're in win now mode. And with the addition of Julio Jones, it pushes him down the depth chart anymore, and he couldn't separate himself in camp along with Scotty Miller, and it's just the truth of the matter.
You can't handle the truth.
And that's just pretty much what it is. The Buccaneers decided not to wait any longer on Tyler Johnson. He was falling further down the depth chart. They weren't sure if he was going to ever develop, and his hands were too on and off. Again, like I brought up, he dropped some passes in the playoff game. He made some great catches in the Super Bowl run. So I guess the Bucs were just didn't want to wait on him any longer. With the addition of Russell Gage and all these guys, it just was going to be tough trying to develop him. Crazy. I don't know if they didn't want to hold on to him and try to find trade bait for him, because it's going to be at some point teams are going to need a wide receiver. But I think it worked out best for Tyler Johnson going to the Houston Texans. Meacham might not play football again. Lovie Smith and the Houston Texans do need some wideouts. So it's a good thing that he ended up going there, because it's the best fit for both of them. They need a wide receiver. He needs a chance to showcase his skills. With Miles Davis, the quarterback, gonna go out there and do whatever it is he's gonna do out there. So, yeah, be that as it may, that's what it is. There's a lot of speculation on Scotty Miller, and Scotty Miller should have made this team or not. I'm one that still thinks Scotty Miller is going to be traded somewhere. I made a tweet way before the roster depth chart came out, and along with Joshua Jacobs out of Las Vegas Raiders. Zamir White, I think, is going to take over the bulk of the carries in Vegas, and the Raiders aren't going to pay Jacobs. Scotty Miller has some speed that teams might need. Teams like the Ravens. I've heard rumors that were interested in him. The Dallas Cowboys, and maybe even the Houston Texans might be in it. Speaking of wide receiver trades, that you heard my phone just going off, and the Eagles are sending wide receiver Jalen Reagor to the Vikings for a 7th-round pick and a 2024 conditional 4th-round pick. So, as I just said, there are teams that are looking for wideouts, and you seeing trades happen right now. Jalen Reagor, another one, coming into, I think, his 3rd season, if I'm not mistaken. Again, usually if they develop or they don't develop, it's around that time. So I guess these teams didn't want to wait. They're in win now mode, and they rather take their game to the next level.
My game is next level.
That's just what it is. And there's going to be some decisions that teams are going to trade, and you're going to be like, why the hell did you trade this guy? Why the hell did you release him? Why the hell did you do that? Why the hell did you do this? And I know we're all going to be sitting there saying,
you are so stupid. Am I? Idiot!
That's just the bulk of what's going to happen. This is the league, and teams do what's best, and they're going to move around what they see fit. Bucks Life News Media LLC posted out earlier today. Ryan Jensen's knee injury might determine if he wants to play football again after that knee injury. Being in your 30s, around that time, do you really want to go through this rehab, recovering your knee? Go on Twitter, Bucks Life LLC posted that. Ryan Jensen, depending on what the decision is, determine whether or not where he comes back. Could be earlier, could be later, could be never, depending on how severe the tears are in the knee, or if they're partial tears, or determine his career. So from what they posted, they have Bucks Life Media has real good connections with the Jensen family, and from the information that they got, he might this might be career ending to him if he decides not to play again. It's really up to him, and that's a position that demands your knees and things like that are going to get banged up, and it's really up to him and what's best for him. Bruce Arians said with Stephen A. Smith and the guys on there, that's the reason they picked up Hainsey for this situation, for him to come in and be able to play the center spot, but he's really struggled. Offensive, the rookies, the younger linemen have really struggled this offseason coming into this position. I've had Randy Grimes come on here and talk about what it's like offensive line communication and things like that. I try to bring people in here to educate you the best I can versus you guys just virtually going off of what tweets and things like that. You hear from people that have played the position and know what the severity of these injuries and things are like of that nature, so you guys got a better idea of what's going on. And that's why I brought it from transitions from guard to center, from center to guard, and things like this. Why I want to bring on former players and to talk about those things. But yeah, according to Bucks Life Media LLC, they said it could be career ending depending on his decision or how bad the tears are. Because as Grimes said, that is a skill position, regardless of how many may feel about it. It is a skill position because you have to hike and then block. So you have the guy in front of you whose job is just to annihilate you. You have to snap the ball first and then make the play. I expect many, many more things to happen coming into September 11th. Games coming up. I expect many teams to make moves and pick up free agents. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if they're not confident in their guards, I posted on Twitter on Blake Anthony 49, as you see below. They could pick up Darrell Williams, that was formerly with the Buffalo Bills. Alex Leatherwood ended up going to he was first round pick of the Raiders just recently, and ended up going to just slipped my mind. It'll come to me later. He ended up going to another team. Already was picked up. Leatherwood, I guess, was underwhelming. He was Mac Jones' left tackle for the ride in Alabama, and it's such a short period of time. There's so many moves going on. There's probably so many different conversations happening. But let's talk about something else with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers picking up undrafted players and picking up guys. Here are the 14 players signed to the Buccaneers 2022 practice squad. Outside linebacker in Jannard Avery, who was just picked up recently from the Eagles. Tackle Dylan Cook. Cornerback Don Gardner. Wide receiver Kalen Geiger. Defensive lineman Mike Green. Quarterback Ryan Griffin, as everybody knows. Tight end J.J. Howland. Running back Patrick Lard. Center John Mokun. Defensive lineman Wellington Pevelum. Inside linebacker J.J. Russell. Defensive lineman DeAndre Sinat. Fan favorite wide receiver Devin Tompkins. And safety Nolan Turner, who played with Clemson. They added a lot of these guys, that they liked in camp and decided to bring them back because they passed waivers. And, of course, Tyler Johnson being one of those among them on the cut list, who was recently picked up by the Houston Texans, which is a great situation for him because he will be commanded to play and play early because they are going to need help at wide receiver as soon as possible, especially with the take of the rookie wide receiver, not being able to play in career, possibly. I mean, they said it could be career-ending. We'll see. So we'll be talking about the 14 players out of free agency that were picked up. Tyler Johnson being cut and then picked up by the Houston Texans. Ryan Jensen possibly might be able to come back short term. He's been placed in short-term IR. Could possibly come back later into the playoff run, or possibly not playing at all, determining on what his injuries are. So it all depends on what it is. Again, I post a link in there if you guys want to jump on and talk about it. By all means, do so, because a lot's going to happen, transpire in these next 48 days. So we'll see. That's pretty much all I got moving forward. That's pretty much all I got. If you guys got anything else, please let me know. We're going to move forward to try to keep you guys updated to what happens in the future, and we'll just keep going from there. And as we always do, you're the master of everything that you do with your life, what you do for this entirely up to you. Thank you guys. God bless, and as always, I was Cannabis.